we might disagree on this one. I hope we don't, because I have problems with this list. But there was a little trendy thing that happened where there was a poll or something of sorts where that was put out about first dates. And I was very interested to hear what you thought about this first date list. This is a list that was compiled by either a lady or a group of ladies about places where you don't want to take a woman, or you should not take a woman on a first date. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, your house, any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie nights, somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar just for drinks, Waffle House, and sports events. I can't even explain how awful this list is. There's some of these things where I'm like, yeah, I'm not taking a first date to like McDonald's, but I would go out for drinks. That's a pretty common theme. So
which one is not taking? Oh, okay, bar just for drinks. Okay.
Yeah, bar for drinks. I think that's
You think it's common?
Thing.
You think it's common
I think it's common
for a first date?
No, you don't think it's common?
No.
A coffee date? You don't think that's common?
No.
Oh man. Okay. Well, let me hear your thoughts then, Eddie. Do you agree with this list?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Oh no.
I agree.
All right.
I agree. Okay, here's why.
Oh man.
Here's why.
Hey, listen, chat. You came at me. Don't even back off. Go ahead.
Let me help you. Let me help you, dude.
All right.
Okay. All right. Now, it all depends when you say date, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's different ways to look at a date. It could be like, okay, you go on a date just because you're looking at her just in the physical sense and you're just trying to hook up. Okay.
Okay.
Or you're going on a date because this girl is fine. Yeah. She got it going on.
Mm-hmm.
When you see her, you knew it's a lot of competition.
Sure.
Like, you know it's competition for her. All right? It's like trying out for a team. It's like going to an interview. It's like you want that job. You're going to prepare for one. Then you're going to walk in that job. And then you're going to come with your best. Like, because you got to compete against who? Maybe 1,000 applicants. So you got to dress your best. You got to walk your best. You got to talk your best. Because you don't want to leave any doubt that you're not the one. That's if that date is with somebody that you looked at, and you probably looked at her for a month. Scared to say something. Finally got up the nerve. Okay? And then you make your move. And you want to take her to Starbucks? You lose. Bottom line, you lose. You know why? Because she got a bunch of other dudes over here willing to take her somewhere that's better than Starbucks. So it all depends on how bad you want her.
All right.
So you're going to take her. You're going to show up. This is what you're going to do. Okay? You're going to show up. You ain't got to be dressed to the nines, but you have to look presentable for the situation. Right? So the first thing you're going to do is say, hey, okay, we're going to go here. So, what are you wearing? Because I want to make sure that, I'm level with you. Okay, so you got that out the way. 2, when you do pick her up, right, you're going to be on time. Okay, so that means you get there 10 minutes before and sit out in your car. It doesn't matter because she probably going to be late because women they always going to be late getting dressed. All right, but if she is late, she's trying to impress you. That's a good thing on the first date because she trying, and then when she opens the door and you see her and you be like, damn, you knew that she was trying to look her best, which means she likes you too. Okay? All right. Then 3, you're going to walk her down and you're going to open the door. Okay? But as you're walking her down, you're going to compliment her on what she has on. You're going to say, baby, you are beautiful. Even though that outfit she might have on, you don't like. Baby, you are beautiful. Walk her to the door, let her in. Boom. You're going to get in the car, and you're not going to put no damn rap on that's talking about, what you going to do and blah, 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 and all that. And you save that when you're in the car by yourself. You save that after you done reeled her in, and she loves you because she knows the balance of you. And then you can play that. But then you're going to get in the car, and you're going to throw on some Luther. You're going to throw on some, some Johnny Gill. You're going to throw on, you ain't going to throw on no R. Kelly, okay?
No.
You ain't throwing that on. No. I'm not talking about based on the situation he got in, but I love his music. But you're not throwing on like, baby, your body's calling me when she gets in the car.
You certainly don't tell her she reminds you of her Jeep.
Right. You're not going to do that, right? So you're going to put on some real smooth music. All right, car's gonna be smelling good. You're not gonna put her in the car. You got wrappers from McDonald's and everything in your back seat. You wash your damn car. You have it smelling good. All right, and then you're gonna get to the restaurant. I know you might not think you got enough money, but damn, if they got valet, pull up and pay the $8. You stingy something, and just act like you got some class. They gonna open the door for you. You're gonna get in. You're gonna go into a nice restaurant. You're going to go into a steak 44. That's when you're going to invest your money. It's like anything else. Like you invest your money in an entity because you think you're going to get paid off at the end. That's called an investment. You've done your research on her. You know that she's worth it. So you're going to invest in her by taking her to a nice place. And then it can go down after that because she won't care because she knows the full balance of you based on what you did the first time. So I disagree with you, Saul. I think you do have to make a serious impact on a woman. That's how I raised my daughter, and I would encourage everybody to raise their daughter like that. If that dude ain't willing to invest in you on the first night, then he ain't investing after that.
All right.
So there you go.
Let's back up a little bit, okay?
I might write a book on that.
Okay, you should. All right, well, let me tell you my theory.
Okay? Eddie's love hour. How to impress your first date.
We need to back up a little bit, okay? First of all, not everybody's balling like you, okay? Just remember, what was your first date experience like in college for that girl that maybe you were into, but you only had, $10, $15, $20 in your pocket, right? Saul. So you can control all the other stuff. That's a good one, Saul. The chivalrous stuff, I agree with you 1,000,000%. Telling her how good she looks and all this stuff.
But you can't take her to Starbucks after telling her how good she looks.
Bro, listen, but again, you're in college or you're on the come up. Okay. You're trying to make a living. You can't afford steak 44. Right. Listen, here's a situation that you didn't know about, okay? In your example, you used a woman getting dressed and she might be late. And there was a viral situation that happened where a girl tried to put a guy on blast for taking her to the Cheesecake Factory because she was an hour late getting dressed and ruined the reservation that he had previously had at a nice fancy restaurant. So he had no alternative but to take her to Cheesecake Factory. What's the alternative there? What, cancel the date?
Don't matter. If she's that late for an hour, then fine. But let me tell you something. You don't bring that up. You don't tell her. Now, if she's an hour late and she opens the door and she's not looking good, unkempt, and okay, then you get a little mad.
That's not my point. The reservation was ruined. So you lost that reservation. Now you have nowhere to go.
Oh, you got somewhere to go.
You have to resort to taking her to a next tier below.
If you were going to the Cheesecake Factory, then it's another level above cheesecake.
Why are you always trying to fight with me at cheesecake?
I like cheesecake. But what I'm saying to you is
that's a Drake lyric.
Because a lot of people in Cheesecake Factory. You don't want to take your date to a place that's loud and it's a lot of people. You want to go to an area where it's like ambiance. It's like, it just makes her feel like, oh, this dude's into me. Like he's different.
In today's day and age, okay, with the technical age and dating online and all this other stuff, I can understand the trepidation to want to go to somebody's house or go somewhere where they're locked in and they can't really escape, right? So I think a coffee date is fully acceptable. Maybe we don't know if we're really into each other, but I want to learn a little bit more about you and I want to meet you in person, kind of match that up. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Same thing with going out for drinks. Hey, I don't know if I want to commit fully. I think you're kind of cute online.
That's the problem.
No, wait. I think you're kind of cute online. I kind of like what I see, but I don't know. I need to meet you in person.
That's the problem.
Because people need to meet in person to really know if they really down with somebody.
But that's the problem. Like, it ain't a matter what, no. The way it starts is like,
not everybody meets in person, Eddie. That's the other problem with this scenario. Like you're talking about, I've seen this girl. I've been around her for a month. I'm really invested. A lot of people don't meet like that.
I understand that. But okay then, but my point is you still going to look at her and make a decision. Now, like I said, I first started this statement and said, if you're just looking for a hookup, then that's not
the scenario.
Well, that is the scenario. If you want to go on a first date, you are in the balance between hookup or in the balance of this not going to work and all of that. First sight, like, when I first saw the woman that I married, I knew that I wanted her.
Okay.
So it's like,
where'd you go on that first date?
But I was broke.
Where'd you take her then?
I was broke. To my house. Cooked her dinner at my house.
Oh, you cooked her dinner at your house.
But my point is, I was broke. Okay. I'm not saying that you break yourself. What I'm saying is that it should be understood and you should try your best. You can be creative.
Sure, I get that.
Okay,
but
so
that's the problem with this list, though, is that it left zero room for error for people that
think they're looking
don't have
at the
means.
perfect. I think what they're looking at is like, okay, you have a job. Okay, I have a job. So I think they're going to balance it.
The way
so they will. You notice they listed the restaurants. So Cheesecake was one.
Of the top place not to take something.
So it's but it's based also on where you sit as a person. Okay. Of course it does. I mean, like if you don't have it, you don't have it.
The way I look at it this way is Eddie,
you gotta win.
Listen, and this is gonna hurt some Suns fans' feelings, okay? You can have the 7 seconds or less Suns fans or the Suns and be flashy and score all the points and get all like have all the bells and whistles. But at the end of the day, you want to be the Spurs and win the title. It don't matter how it looks, just get the job done. In my example, my first date was at Old Chicago. It wasn't glamorous. I had $25 in my checking account.
Fine.
But the wedding was at Disney World. It was beautiful. All the bells and whistles.
Ride a roller coaster on the way there?
I'm telling you what, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Like the payoff was because of the come up because we did this together. That's what matters.
But what I'm saying is, if you don't want to lose, because you ain't the only one she dating.
Yeah, but you might be the best one because of who you are in your DNA.
But you want to make sure you solidify it at the beginning.
Okay.
Because especially now in this day and age with dating apps and all of that.
We're not disagreeing on that point.
Okay, but so the way to do it is the wow factor at the start. And the wow factor ain't going on if you taking her to a bar and sitting across a bar with a bunch of lushes on your left and your right. They talking loud, and she think you just trying to get her drunk because you a little horny toad.
But you can take it to a sophisticated bar. It doesn't have to be Applebee's at the bar drinking dollaritas.
Man, a woman want to eat, man. Like you gonna take her to the damn bar, so she got to go eat first on her own, and then you come take her to a bar. That's stingy. That you lose.
All right.
You better take a woman to eat, man. You better invest in that money. And if you can't take her to an expensive restaurant, then go to the store and then cook. Have your mama come over and cook the food, and then trick her like you cooked it. Hey, I'm serious.
Don't bait and switch your dates.
Your mama snuck out the back door. She cooked all the food. and you put an apron on like, yeah, baby. And look, by the time she realized you can't cook, you got her. She's seen all the other parts of you. Like, okay, all right.
That's another episode of Outside Shots, folks.